So I'm thinking about giving you guys reading. So this is like, since I've been talking so much, and then although you have the reference, the book translate Mipham, which is commentary, but I found one. It seems like abstract from J. Garfield. He's professor of Smith, some the college or some university. Yeah, so I found it interesting because he is comparing the Madhyamika idea with the Hume's idea of the selflessness. There are two things that I will not completely agree with him, but there are many things that I completely agree, and then there's a lot of new things that I found interesting in that. I haven't finished all of them because it has like 23 pages. So I'm still like reading. I have kind of like finished half of them. So I thought like maybe I'll share that with you guys, and then like you can also go through that and then analyze how he understands the Madhyamika and how he compares the Hume's idea with the Madhyamika, and especially the Chandakriti. I found it interesting because the language that he used is more effective than I use usually, and also there are a few examples that makes me really click in terms of how the conventional truth or relative truth is imposed, and basically I like that one. That's why since we are discussing on the relative truth or conventional truth, so if you can go through that part, then we just and most of them are basically about how what is how Buddhist describe and explain the ontological existence. So I think he has defined quite well in that part. So that's why I would like to share with you guys that abstract or like articles. Okay, so I'll share that after the class. We will just cover 3 stanzas today. So before that, we will go through the same sequence that we usually do. Like we will go through the Heart Sutra and then opening meditation, and yeah, and then we'll go through the text, and then we'll stop. And then if you like to take time, take the extra take that time to go through the articles. I'll just send it after the class. Okay, so and then maybe yeah, I'll send to the Sakya Trapaling's email, and then can you just forward that to the all participants. Okay, got it. Okay, so I'll just share the screen, and then we just start. Okay, share screen.
The heart
is too big. Okay,
a bit bigger, please.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
The heart of the transcendent perfection of wisdom, from the words of the Buddha. Homage to the Bhagavati Prashna Paramita. Thus I have heard. At one time, the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajigra at Vajra Peak Mountain together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One entered an absorption on categories of phenomena called perception of the profound. At the same time, noble Avalokitesvara, the Bodhisattva and great being, beheld the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom and saw that the five aggregates are empty of nature. Then, through the Buddha's power, Venerable Shariputra said to noble Avalokitesvara, the Bodhisattva and great being, how should a child of noble family who wishes to practice the profound perfection of wisdom train? This is what he said. And the noble Avalokitesvara, the Bodhisattva and great being, replied to Venerable Shariputra as follows. O Shariputra, a son of noble family or daughter of noble family who wishes to practice the profound perfection of wisdom should regard things in this way. They should see the five aggregates to be empty of nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Form is not other than emptiness is not other than form, form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, sensation, recognition, conditioning factors, and consciousness are emptiness. Therefore, Shariputra, all dharmas are emptiness. They are without characteristics. They are unarisen and unceasing. They are not tainted and not untainted. They are not deficient and not complete. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no sensation, no recognition, no conditioning factors, no consciousness, no eyes, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. No visible form, no sound, no odor, no taste, no texture, and no mental objects. There is no I element up to no mind element, and as far as no mental consciousness element. There is also no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance up to no old age and death, no extinction of old age and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, and no path, no wisdom, no attainment, and no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, since bodhisattvas have no attainment, they rely on and abide by the perfection of wisdom. Since their minds are obscured, they have no fear. They completely transcend error and reach the ultimate nirvana. All the Buddhas throughout the three times fully awakened to unsurpassed, genuine, and complete enlightenment by means of the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great insight, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra that equals the unequaled, the mantra that pacifies all suffering, is not false and should thus be understood as true. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed as follows. Om Gate Gate, Paragate, Parasam Gate Bodhiswaha. Shariputra, a bodhisattva and great being, should train in the profound perfection and wisdom in this way. Thereupon, the Blessed One arose from the absorption and commanded Avalokitesvara, the bodhisattva and great being. Excellent, excellent indeed, O son of noble family. That is how it is. That is how it is. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have taught, and then even the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, Venerable Shariputra and noble Avalokitesvara, the Bodhisattva and great being, together with the whole assembly and the world of gods, human beings, asuras, and Gandharvas, rejoice and praise the speech of the Blessed One. Thus concludes the Mahayana Sutra of the Blessed Mother, the heart of the transcendent perfection of wisdom.
Thank you. So I think you may know that on the 8th of April, 8th of March, it was Shantarakshita's Parinirvana day. So since this is the week of his Parinirvana day, I would like to share share or like chant two verse prayer, one by Sakya Pandita and one by Dalai Lama. And thank you, Mike, for reminding me, and also Gaudi to share the email with me. So we will do that prayer. Okay, so there's two stanza. Let me share that one also. Share screen. Okay. Let me just do it that way. Can you see this? Okay, I got. Glorious Chandarakshita, the secret holder of vows, Padmasambhava, the master of both yoga and accomplishment, Rosal Wambo, Kamalashila, these are the second Buddha in the age of the decadence. I venerate great about Shantideva, Chandarakshita, whose skills open the way of using logical reasoning to explain his disciples in accordance with their own disposition. The middle way, the path of emptiness toward duality, he spread the conqueror's teaching in the land of the snow. Sorry for the mistakes that I've done. Like he spread and the conqueror's teaching in the land of snow. Okay. Okay. So for the today's opening meditation, I would like us to do the Tonglen practice. And when we do the Tonglen practice, please keep in mind those people and those sentient beings who are going through the war, and it doesn't matter who create and who caused the war, but all of them who are involved and affected by this war especially, and who are affected by the pandemic and the current situation, the world, the global issue. It can be anything like global warming, climate change, or like, so these are the very collective issue that we have, and the collective issues are due to our collective action, and then those collective action has to be really extinguished. And so basically we talk about two types of karma, like collective karma and then individual karma, right? Although the collective karma is a part of individual karma, but the collective karma seems more powerful than one's own individual karma, because since it involves many particular beings, then it is more difficult to deal with. So that's why when we do this Tonglen practice, what we will do is, so we will again apply this Tonglen practice on our breath. So when we breathe in, we will imagine that all the individual karma that we have created, we have accumulated, it comes in us. So it can be past or it can be present, and any type of individual karma that we have accumulated, we will bring in and then dissolve that into our body and mind, and then we try to like decompose that into the emptiness. Okay, so it is very important to decompose it into the emptiness. Otherwise, it can cause you some type of like not the really the physical pain or anything like that, but it can, if you are if you have not understanding of the emptiness, and that then really like you will not feel safe. Basically, you will not feel safe. Like, oh, if I'm already like suffering, and then why should I take all those suffering in me and then suffer more? So this kind of feeling of insecurity comes in you. So that's why I think it's important to understand and then decompose that into the emptiness. And then when you exhale, so basically when we inhale, then we bring in all the individual karma of 3 times in, and then we dissolve that into the emptiness, and then we like uh, we just keep not breathing. We just like stabilize the breathe when once it is like we inhale complete, then we just don't we do not should not really immediately let the breathe out, but just keep inside for like uh, 3 5 second. And then while you are keeping the breathing inside, we have to decompose that uh, karma into the emptiness. At the same simultaneously, we have also uh, decompose the mind and physical body into the emptiness. So in that way, there won't be anyone who is accumulating the karma, who is affected by the karma, and there won't be even the karma. So in that way, we are kind of uh, extinguishing the karma and the individual karma. And then when you breathe out, then you have to again have to have the understanding of the emptiness, and then through the emptiness you can you know uh, bring yourself, or bring your mind in the form of light and blessing and all the virtuous thing. And then again you spread that blessing and happiness and joys and equanimity to the all sentient beings. So in that way, in the first round, we deal with the individual karma, and then in the second time, so now it's time of bringing in the karma of other sentient beings together with one's own karma. So then bring in all the karma of all other sentient beings who are the then bring in and then dissolve it into the emptiness, uh, and then do the same thing, like you keep the breath in and then think about the emptiness of that karma, your physical body, mental, and especially of that karma that you have just brought in. And then you come when you breathe out, then you are now coming into kind of existence in the form of blessing, happiness, joys, compassion, kindness, and then that kindness can be in the form of light, which is not other than your own mind, the clear mind. So, and then it spreads to all the sentient beings, and then all the sentient beings, the physical, mental, heart, are filled with the, you know, those positivity and the positive energy and positive attitude. So, in that way, they are free from all the sufferings and the cause of sufferings. And then again bring in all. So when you breathe in, and then you bring all the negative karma, and then the individual negative karma, and then like collective negative karma of all other sentient beings. So in that way, we do the Tonglen practice. So this Tonglen practice is more of like taking in the cause of suffering and the cause of suffering, and then like giving out the cause of happiness, and then the happiness itself to the other sentient beings and to yourself. Okay, so we will do that, and then please, as I mentioned earlier, uh, keep the put in your mind. Okay, so we'll start. Please prepare yourself. So I'll keep the set the alarm. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Thank you. So one of the most important things when we meditate on something, so there will be time that you don't do good in meditation, and there will be time that you really feel that you have done very well, and both of the time since if you have set a time to meditate, then you have to stop. Either way, like if you are doing bad, you have to stop. If you are doing good, so good, you like you don't really like just go on and on and on. You have to stop there, since you have like set alarm, right? And it is important, because even though you are doing really good at that point, if you do not stop, then you will get again started to wonder, and then you started to not doing well, and then you discourage, you feel discouraged. So in order to have some kind of satisfaction, and then you want to do it again, uh, really like you have to stop, even though you are doing really good at the meditation. Okay. So that's one type of like we technique when you do the meditation. Okay. Okay, so let's go through the text again. To So as I mentioned, like we will do only 3 stanza today, like 64, 65, and 66. These 3 stanza. Okay. Mm, so last time we talked about different way of how like Buddha Palita, Shantarakshita, and Chandakriti define and explain the relative truth, right? Relative truth. So in, if we more focus on like how Shantarakshita explain the relative truth is, so even in the relative truth, Shantarakshita would again like he would explain 2 layers. The first layer is do not analyze at all. At that point, he would say there is outer phenomena, right? And then the second layer is, when you analyze a bit, then everything's, you would know that everything is a creation of your own mind. There's no outer phenomena at all when you analyze, when you started to analyze. Like when when you do not analyze, you will see this as a my hand or finger. But as soon as you started to think, oh, is this really outside there, and then is this really a different phenomena from my own mind, then if you are really someone who can use the logic and the good reasoning, then you will understand that it is not out there, but it's just a what do you call, the relative truth in terms of the Chandarakshita's tradition, which is Yoga Charan Madhyamika. Okay. So when we talk about the Chandakriti, he wouldn't go in that 2 layer. He would say, oh, this is a hand, and this is a hand because it is believed to be hand by most of the people or most of the inhabitants. So that's the only reason. Uh, mm, Chandakriti is almost like you know just to give an example. So let's say there is someone who is having the hallucination, and then have all type of like the appearance in his hat, and then he's having this hallucination. And there is, when you have this kind of like mental disease, you go to psychiatrist or where? Psychiatrist, right? So when you go to, so let's say if I have this, I'm having this hallucination, and then I go to the good psychiatrist, then when I explain things to him or her, like I'm seeing this and that, they would say, okay, you will see this and I understand, right? They will agree with me, and then say, okay, so if I tell them that, oh, I'm seeing this giant creature, and then he is coming to kill me, then he or she would, the psychiatrist would say that, okay, I understand, then you are seeing this and that. So and then but it doesn't mean that the psychiatrist is seeing that, right? The psychiatrist wouldn't see that. Likewise, when Chandrakriti say that there is a thing outside there, it doesn't mean that he is really seeing that things outside there. Because suppose Chandrakriti is one who is who has gained the sixth bhumi or seventh bhumi, then everything that he would see is his own mind. And then when we look at the like the way I look at my hand, and the way he see my hand is completely different, like when the magician look at the magic that he creates, and then his view to the magic, and then the public's view to the audience view to the magic is completely two different things, although they are looking at one thing, the magic, right? So like Chandrakriti's view to the magic would be completely different from the audience. So that is why, although like Chandrakriti said that there's a thing, Chandrakriti is being very empathetic to these sentient beings like us, the worldly people. That's why the tradition of the Chandrakriti is called the worldly Madhyamika, because he is really like trying to very diplomatic with the sentient being like us, who thinks that this outside phenomena. And then he tried to understand, and he tried to have this empathy, and then say, okay, I understand that you are having this and that, and then according to that our own mental disposition, then he would describe things in two truths, the relative truth and then ultimate truth. In the relative sense, according to you or according to the worldly view, there is outside phenomena and then inside phenomena, but ultimately there's nothing, right? So in terms of the Chandarakshita, so first Chandarakshita would say, Chandarakshita is slightly different from the Chandakriti. So Chandarakshita would say, if you do not analyze at all, and then don't think about analyzing anything, then you will, you can say that there is outer phenomena because it seems to be there, outside there. But as soon as you started to analyze, then it turns out that it's just the mental creation, and you are still on the level of the relative truth or the conventional truth, right? So here Chandarakshita has two layers, whereas the Chandakriti has only one layers. And when for Chandrakriti, as soon as he started to analyze, then he goes into the emptiness, like ultimate truth, right? So that is the kind of difference between the Chandrakriti and then Chantarakshita, where seemingly contradicting it with each other, but I don't think there's any contradiction to say that there is the outer phenomena and not there's no outer phenomena, right? So that's why I was telling in the last session that I don't mind to say that there's outer phenomena and then no outer phenomena, because it's same.
May I
At one,
share something?
yeah, go on. Who's that?
B.
Okay, be gone.
For just to be clear, for many years I listened to teachers from the Gelug lineage,
Okay.
and that is not my understanding of Chantakriti's two truth explanation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But of course, from the Gelug teachers, the explanation I hear is probably Tsongkhapa's understanding of Chantakriti's. So the conventional truth is for, well, first of all, ultimate truth. Okay, how do I say this? Is it okay that I share this? Am I
Sure,
being
sure.
too presumptuous?
No, please, you can say what's in your mind. I mean, yeah.
Okay. So conventional truth is what is being seen by a mind that is veiled with ignorance. So, and what is veiled here is that there is a imposition of everything being inherently or intrinsically existing. And by that, it means that the phenomena exists from its own side and not depend on other things. But there is a conventional existence, and that is slightly different from conventional truth. So in any case, anything that exists has an ultimate mode of existing. So we ask, I mean, things do exist. The question is that how do they exist? Typically, the mistake that we make is that we hold things to exist, from their own side by its own without depending on any other factors. Or in a Chitta Mantra view, that thing exists as if it is all externally and not within the nature of the mind. So that's the kind of error. So these are the two truths as according to Chandrakriti, not the external, internal, but that of a phenomena existing without. So the ultimate truth is really a phenomena's ultimate mode of existence. So yeah, and then, but phenomena do have an existence. It's just a matter of how they exist. And the fact that phenomena exist is the relative truth, is the relative side of things. There is a slight difference there is a difference between saying relative truth versus saying relative existence. I mean, there's a difference there.
Relatively existing and then relative truth, right? So
yeah.
You mean to say there's a difference?
Yes. So Chandrakriti wouldn't say that in terms of ultimate truth, there's nothing. When he says there's nothing, he means very specifically what is not there. What is not there is the inherent existence of a phenomena, not that the phenomena is not there.
Okay, so
does that? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you.
It's okay. So you just finished. Are you finished?
Yes, I'm finished. I can go on and on, but I'm finished. Thank you.
Okay. So, yeah, I agree that Tsongkhapa has very different understanding, and he has interpreted very uniquely Chandakirti's Madhyamika, and also the Baba Viveka's treatise. He has uniquely understood and interpreted those treaties. That is why most of the Sakya guys and the Kagyu and Nyingma doesn't like him, don't like him so much in terms of the way he interprets. But really, I really don't mind so much about this, even when like Tsongkhapa said that that uh, the Tsongkhapa has a real different way of explaining the outer phenomena. Is he would say that outer phenomena is like a designated, like it's just a name, right? So it exists in terms of kind of name, not really like it's not really Ming Trupa. So the Ming Trupa, right? So only in terms of the name and the label, because of the name and the label, so that things exist, the outside or inside, anything that we talk about the relative truth.
There is a very typical sentence that I kind of run through my head all the time, that phenomena exist conventionally by mere imputation by the conceptual mind.
Yeah, that's so.
That's the sentence that always just roll off my tongue. But that does not mean that there is no, according to him, there is no external physical matter. But let's put all of that aside. What I'm trying to understand in this presentation that you are giving here, that's my purpose for being in this class, is that whenever we say empty, what is it empty of? We cannot say, it does not make sense to me. The emptiness means that the phenomena poop, just gone in the air. So is something about the phenomena that is empty of, or what?
Yeah. Again, this is all that this is very like old argument that Sakya Sakya and Gelug has. Sakya tradition and Gelug tradition has, where Sakya tradition would say my hand is empty of my hand, whereas Tsongkhapa and his followers, my hand is empty of the truly existent. If it is the empty of my own hand, then there will be no hand. So that's the argument, right? So
what does Sakya means when you say my hand is empty of my hand?
Okay, my hand is empty of my hand. So we are not talking about when we say my hand is empty of my hand, we are not talking about really like on the conventional truth here. Like when you see, okay, so like when you zoom in and then try to see the when you see the only the particles, only the particles of the hand, do you see the hand at that point?
Well, yeah, you explained this before, but
okay, but do you see the hand?
When I zoom into the particles, yes, I do not see the hands.
Do not see at that point. What you see, the object that you see is empty of the hand, right?
Because I'm looking at the particles.
Right, but it is not different from the hand, right?
Yes, it's not different from the hand.
It is the nature of hand.
The particle is the nature of hand?
We are not talking about the all particles, but when you zoom in your hand and then see the particles, at that point, are you looking at completely different phenomena than hand, or like it is a like nature of the hand?
At that time, I'm looking at the particles of the hand. Are you asking if the particles are the nature of the hand? I don't.
Or that particular particles, yes.
Are they the nature of the hand?
Mm-hmm.
I would say they are parts of the hand. When we say hand, well, that's where we are talking about imputation here. So we are imputing something on the particles and we call it the hand.
Yes.
Like we take 12 months, we impute 1 year on it and we call it 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is meant by phenomena assist by imputation.
Yeah, you can say that. That's why.
Yeah, but the imputation needs to have a basis. And the basis here would be the different parts of the hands.
So that's why, the hand is empty of the hand. It's just imputation. The hand is just the imputation. The hand is just an imputation on the particles, because you cannot find the hand on the particles.
So you're saying that the hand assists dependent on being imputed upon the articles.
Yes.
So if that is the case, it's not too different from what Tsongkhapa say.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you. I don't mind to say what Tsongkhapa is saying. The difference is the way you use the language. The difference is the way you use the language. Really, for me, I don't have so much problem with Tsongkhapa. And
so in the Sakya, in your presentation here, I'm trying not to use the name of different names here, make it sound like it's a rivalry. In this presentation, what are we negating? What is the mistake that we are trying to correct, that we want to negate?
Okay, so when you look at the particles, if you are seeing hands, so that should be neglected. That should be eliminated, because you should be seeing when you look at the particles, you should be seeing particles rather than the hand, right? When you look at the nature of the phenomena, then you have to see the nature of the phenomena, not the phenomena. Right? So that's why that phenomena is empty of phenomena. Not just the phenomena, but all feature that we talk about, that phenomena is empty on that nature of.
If I were to see hand on the particles, what is the mistake I'm making?
The seeing hand is the mistake.
Why is that a mistake?
Because
it is a hand.
Okay. Okay. What do you see when you look at this?
I can't see very clearly. Something rectangular, black. Oh, it's phone. It's a phone. Yes, it's a phone.
It's a phone. What if you see this as a laptop?
Yeah, that would not be correct.
Because this is not a laptop, right? Likewise, when you look at the particles, the particle are not the hand or anything. It's just the particles.
Well, for somebody who is delusional, okay, the typical example being given in the Buddhist teaching is that seeing a blue snow mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, when we look at the white snow mountain, we see a blue snow mountain. And for people who see things like that, we say that they have mistaken conception. They have a mistaken mind, because it is mistaken in relation to the object of appearance. It is a mountain, but it is not blue. Whereas, say, like, for example, somebody would look at a pile of a rope and then see a snake. Then that is a wrong consciousness, because it is mistaken in relation to the object of engagement, the object that you are looking at. So if that is the case, we are simply talking in the relative level,
sense.
the consciousness being mistaken.
So in in Sakya or Kaju or Nyingma, we never say that in relative sense the mobile is empty of mobile. No, we never say that. No. So, but when we analyze, then mobile is empty of mobile. When we started to analyze, the mobile is empty of mobile, my hand is empty of my hand. I think it has to be same with the Tsongkhapa's understanding. If you are like, when you analyze and then meditate on the when you do the analytical meditation or the of the hand, then if you are not losing the hand from your mind, then I think you will still stuck with your hand, and then you cannot really detach of the hand.
Actually, in relative analysis, we are not supposed to lose the hand. And in the ultimate analysis, we lose the hand because what we are looking at is not the hand, but how the hand ultimately exists. Because the object that we are looking at is different.
No, I'm not sure how you understand the Tsongkhapa's view, but I'm not really expert on the Tsongkhapa's view, but I have read his Madhyamika's commentary, and I also have read the Jazata Marunchen's commentary. The presentation that they do is that even though when you analyze in terms of the ultimate reality, the difficult for me is that they kind of present that the hand never ever empty of itself.
No, we do not want the hand to be empty of itself.
Yeah,
we just want the hand to be empty of a superimposed existence that does not depend on anything.
So that is I think that makes me little suspicious, or that gives me some kind of like
may I ask? Okay. His Holiness often also talk about dependent arising.
Yeah.
And then there are three ways in which dependent arising has three layers. One is dependent on parts, one is dependent on cause and condition, and the last one is and the most subtle one is dependent on imputation, destination.
Okay.
Is there the same understanding in this system?
Yeah, for dependent origination, we don't have so much, really difference. We also believe that the dependent is like in the past, and then cause and effect, and so all these threes there's no difference. But as I mentioned earlier, so like the hand never empty of hand is the something that
so when you take the example of looking at the particles of the hand and then the hand disappear, that is an example of dependent by parts. So depending on the parts, we impute and hand. But so what about the dependent by cause and condition and dependent and by imputation?
Like since there's no hand, how would you talk about the cause and condition of the hand? How can you talk about the cause and condition of the hand? So if there's no person, no child of a better woman, how can you talk about the cause and condition of the better woman, the son of better woman?
Well, if that is the case, then the phenomena has been negated altogether. There's nothing left. Then there's nothing left. There is no cause and condition. There's no karma. Then why do I even bother to study Dharma and practice and pray? And
So
I am so
let's go
sorry.
to
I realize that this has gotten too long.
let's go through the text. What the text says. Okay, let's go
Yeah,
through the text.
thank you so much. I'm so sorry for interrupting.
No, so here it says maji madachikbu nyamgajin chedanjikbi chujimba tenjepada namje ranshikunzo yin ranshikunzo pain to stanza number 64. Okay, so only satisfactory when left unscrutinized. So things happen when things happen, or things give a rise and then cease and think, like there's cause and condition, and there is operating things operate, and it only operates when you do not analyze. So here matak chikpo nyamgawa, this is very important here. Matak chikpo nyamgawa, this is Shantarakshita saying, not I'm saying. Okay, so when you are not analyzing at all, it seems to be the thing seems to be operating, and then things seems to be taking a birth and then ceasing. So that is how it works, the relative truth. So relative truth is only when you not analyzed, and then it operates and it happens. So when you started to analyze, it will go vanish. But it doesn't mean that you devalue the non-analytical state. You do not invalid the non-analytical state, although you get to the analytical state, and then you kind of lose that state. So when you are looking at the particles of the hand, you should not really invalid the hand, although you have lost the hand at that point.
The analysis here is the analysis on ultimate analysis. The analysis on ultimate truth. So whenever we apply ultimate analysis on ultimate truth to a relative phenomena, of course, it is gone. So it is not suitable at the relative level to be applying ultimate analysis, because then we will have nothing left.
Yeah. So who's applying? Who is
analysis
applying?
is meant to be at the ultimate truth, at the ultimate level, not at the relative levels. So if we apply ultimate analysis to the relative phenomena, we destroy the relative phenomena. Okay. And that is said to be nihilism, the extreme of nihilism.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I meant to shut up. So.
No, it's okay. It's good discussion. I would say this is a very good discussion, because usually I'm the one who really like to debate. I used to really like to debate, but not so much in these days and few years. But still, this is a very big point that we should really discuss in that way. Right? So, okay. When you live your life, would you like to just live in the relative level, or you want to mingle the relative and then ultimate, or you just want to live in the ultimate level? Which one do you prefer?
We always only live in the relative level. Keeping in mind that ultimately nothing exists by itself from their own side. things can exist only at the relative level, and at the ultimate level, we are not talking about existence of phenomena. We are talking about its ultimate mode of existence. So that's the true truth. So it's not like there is an ultimately there's a way of existing, and relatively there's a way of existing. If we are talking about ultimate existence, we are talking about an existence that exists all by itself, doesn't change, and it is permanent. Wow.
Okay, so then what happened? How do you gain the first bhumi realization then?
This is my curiosity, and I've been asking different teachers.
Like,
because Mipham say that the ultimate object is an uncompounded mind, which is the union of emptiness and luminosity. So it is implying a kind of mind. So my questions to all these other teachers has been that for an Arya Bodhisattva on the path of seeing, on the uninterrupted path, what is their object? So starting on the first bhumi, there is the uninterrupted path, means the path where you are still cleaning things up, right? And then the liberated path is when all the things is cleaned up. So during the stage when they are in a meditative equipoise, so what I've learned is that the object is emptiness, the non-affirmative negation. But these other schools say, no. How can the ultimate object be just non-negative affirmation? Is something else. So I am curious, at the time when at that particular stage, what is the object of Arya Bodhisattva in meditative equipoise?
So, okay, just let me quote Shantideva. Kansengwe tang ngume tang loiduna minepa tesen namba shemba miba meba rapto shis. Kansengwe tang ngume tang loiduna minepa. As soon as all the thing and non-thing is vanished from your mind, and then and at that point you will not have any object to be seen. So there won't be any object to be seen. Okay, and at that point the mind would be objectless, and so that is the call the
does that statement, is the meaning, is it literal? Can I take the statement literally at face value, the way it is said?
If you cannot really take this as a stanza as a literal meaning, then I don't think there's any literal meaning of any teaching.
Okay. So if this stanza can be taken at its face value literally, then my curiosity is that for a Buddha, within the Buddha realm, the Buddha is seeing nothing. It's just a vacuum. But yet we talk about. So when the Buddha look at his own body, there's no 32 minor or major marks or whatever.
Be careful. How do you know that? How do you know that? When you apply the emptiness to all phenomena, including the analyzer, then how can you say that there is an analyzer or observer?
That is what I meant by emptiness. Is when we say emptiness, so my understanding, and I could be wrong, we are talking about the ultimate mode of existence of a phenomena. We are not talking about the existence of the phenomena.
Okay.
There is the apple and the emptiness of the apple. If there's no apple, there's no emptiness of apple, right? Emptiness is not something just floating by itself somewhere as a phenomena by itself. It is always something's emptiness of something. Am I wrong in thinking that? Please tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, emptiness of itself is much better way of saying it.
No, it's emptiness of something. Emptiness is not a phenomena by itself.
Emptiness of itself is okay.
So emptiness is a phenomena by itself? Is that what you're saying?
No, emptiness is empty by itself. And then
emptiness is also empty. Yes, yes, emptiness is also empty. Yeah, so we are talking about emptiness of emptiness. But we are talking about always emptiness of be, emptiness of the pen, emptiness of something. So in that sense, we cannot exist in emptiness per se because it is not a thing. It is a quality, it is a characteristic of something. There is a character, there's the characterize and then the characteristic. So emptiness is a characteristic of the characterize. So without the characterize, there's no characteristic.
So I think, you know, yeah. So again, even Chandakirti has mentioned, when we look at, when we, the deluded being, look at the phenomena, we see that thing as a relatively truth existent, right? And then when someone like realize being see that things is mere relative. So mere relative and then relative truth has two different meaning.
Yes.
So yes. when we look at things, we see there's that thing as ontologically there, but it doesn't mean always apply the truly existent thing. Because so most of the time when I look at myself, most of the time, automatically because of my habit, I tend to look at myself as a thing that exists truly. But sometimes when I am aware of the philosophy that I've studied, then I see myself as myself, but not truly existent. Right?
Yes. So when you say you are not truly existent, what do you mean by that?
So you know, when I see myself as I am not, you know, truly, I'm not you know, the way it appears to me. I'm not exist the way it appears to me.
So there is something that is discordant. What is discordant?
So I see myself as a handsome, great guy in the monk robe. So I'm not that. It appears to me like that, but I'm not that. You know, my hair seems to gray, but it's not gray because I don't, you know, when I analyze it, I cannot see the hair.
Well, so, but this kind of discordant, this kind of discrepancy, can cause us problem, but it is not the kind of problem that causes us to stay in samsara. There is this expression, I think is, I don't know from whom, non-seeing is the best seeing. Not seeing is the best seeing.
Yeah,
but the not seeing, but the not seeing here, they are talking about not seeing in things to be inherently existent. They are not talking about not the thing disappearing altogether.
Yeah, I understand. You know, you are trained in a very particular way, but you know, it's just suggestion. You know, just try to see and understand from not just from the tradition that you are trained, but also try to see from the others' eye view. And then I think it will help you more than, you know, just keeping one stance and then try to like really understand from all that point. So this is usually what I'm told by my teacher, especially my guru, Tongsa Khyentse Rinpoche. So when you study, so when you study something, then you really try to see from his own eyes. Right. So that will be more helpful, I think. But really, I appreciate your argument that you bring up, and I think I'm really continuing this the debate, because I think it will somehow help the other students, other participants here. That's why I don't stop, and then we continue kind of debate, and then discuss. Okay. uh, it is important, because sometimes we can stuck somewhere, and then we cannot really figure out what's happening. That's why I appreciate what you have like uh, bring on the table, right? Okay, so I promise that class will be a very short one, but seems like we are kind of now running out of time. Okay, tabom ma che nyamga wang daju ngama le tini chima yin jibutina chuan. So that unexamined, when you do not really scrutinize, so at that point the things appear to come to exist through cause and condition, the dependent nature, dependent arising. So there's a cause and there is a result, and then cause comes before and then result come after. So cause is different from the result, and the result is different from cause. So we for those who have studied the Chandrakriti, you will find slight different, difficult to say cause and effect is different, because in the Chandrakriti's understanding, cause and effect cannot be two different things. They are not two different things. So even if you have read the question of the King Malinda, of King Nagasena, then he also mentioned that cause and effect are neither different nor one. Okay, so but here, since Chandarakshita is kind of influenced by the Chitamatrin, then in the Chitamatrin system, the cause and effect are two different things. Two different things. Okay, they are separate. We say shen tade. Okay, so they are different. So that is why here, when Shandarakshita is saying, when you do not analyze at all, then it seems to be the cause is different from the result, and then they are two different things, and then cause comes before and then results comes after. But if you say, why this cause really brings this effect, then it's just appears like that way. You cannot go further. If you really try to analyze more, then you will lose the cause and effect. So if you try to like explain why the fire is why fire is hot, and then the water is, what do you call that? The water is like, why the water is a compound of what's the element, like CO2? No, H2O, right? H2O, two hydrogen and then one oxygen. So why the water is HO2? Then it's how it is. So you cannot go further than that. If you go further, then you will lose the water, because if you try to like decompose the H2O, then you will left two hydrogen and then one oxygen, and then that doesn't make water. You lose the water. So likewise, you have to just keep it's the nature. So in the relative sense. So this is how it works. The relative truth. But uh, uh, there's another thing that we have to understand. How do you differentiate this like false relative truth and then true relative truth? So one way to describe that is the false relative truth is uh, the object of defected sense or mental consciousness. So this is one way to define the false relative truth. And then true relative truth is object that is perceived by unimpaired sense consciousness or the mental consciousness, right? So this is very similar to what Chandakriti has mentioned in his Madhyamika Avatara. But here, particularly when we talk about the Chandarakshita's understanding, which is influenced by the Chittamatrin, it has to be slightly different. So let's say, how do you different when you see two moons in the sky and then one moon in the sky in our planet? So both of them are just a mental projection, right? In according to the Chandarakshita. So if both of them are mental conscious, the projection of the mental consciousness, and then it's not different from the mind itself, then how would you differ this one as a false relative truth and then one as a true relative truth? And Chandarakshita or the Chittamathan would say that and it is because of like both of them are the result of your habit, but the habit has innate habit and immediate habit. So seeing the two moons in the eye is immediate habit that you just it is a temporary, basically is a temporary and then immediate. Whereas seeing one moon is more of like it is in your innate, or it has been there for longer period of time. Okay, so that is how they explain and differentiate the false relative truth and then true relative truth. Okay, although both of them are projection of the mind, the false relative truth is the result of temporary and then immediate habit, whereas the true relative truth comes like more of innate and then more of a long-term habit. Okay. So 대지르 군좀 주메나 롱민 셰방 랭마이 갈데 디 니르렘바 양다이나 데메식. So until the stanza number 65, Chandakriti is really standing in the system of Chandakriti and then talking about the relative truth. But now he is moving on to the system of Madhyamika and then talking about the now relative truth here again. So here it says, although everything seems to project by our own mind, and then the mind is the base of everything, even that mind is not really there as a base of everything. It is also empty by itself. But still, when you are not analyzing, then it can produce, and it can things can be occurred to that mind. But when you analyze, then you will not find even that mind. So thinking that there should be a foundation to create something or to occur something, that is a wrong view. So basically, what Chandarakshita is saying is everything that come to exist is arising from the emptiness. So you don't need really any foundation to be produced, because like it can arise, or I don't know how to say that, but you know, it occurs through emptiness, when yeah. So that's I think that's enough. Teacher kunzum jumin rumin shipan legma kalde di ni lemba yanda ina temu shakes. Okay, so we stop here, and then I'll share that the article of J. Garfield, and then if you get time, please go through that. So that's another class today. So any question? Okay, so then we will do dedication, and please pray for everyone who is going through, and especially pray for this war to be stopped, and pray for this pandemic to be finished, and then yeah, pray for your liberation.
Yeah.
Tanamdi tamje sangwanye tanamni be danam pamjene chegana jembolon to sibe chole do to wara sho dembalbo chedara chimba dang kundo sambo te an de shende da kunje jizon yewa de da tamje rabdo chenjo simjo rumbo jama ke panam chi je ke wa nyam pa me pa konne kondo pel wara sho.
Oh, Genla.
Yeah.
I'd just like to say, I appreciated your remark that and I think it was a really good discussion. I think hearing these other viewpoints, but I think the key to it for me is like to not as, you know, I don't feel like the Sakya viewpoint is, yeah, because I can't understand it totally. So I just do my practice and use it. But I think certainly Tsongkhapa's views and other views of all kinds are very useful, and I appreciate the discussion this evening. You know, we'll have other lively discussions like this.
Thank you. Yeah, so sometimes I'm afraid of like maybe the others would get bored, but yeah, I think it's important to, I mean, discuss from all angle, because you cannot just stay in the one point and then try to look at or try to look things from that angle only. But it would be more, you know, effective to if you can see it from all angle, right? So yeah, that's why, you know, like I was provoking Billy to
Good. It's a good thing.
Okay, thank you and have a good night. So I will share the article with the Sakyatarpaling, and then please send it, just forward it to the class, okay?
Yes, we'll send it out to the mailing list. Yeah.
Okay. Have a good night and see you tomorrow.
Yes, thank you. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Good night, Genla.
Thanks.
Thank you.